Hello everyone, I am back. I have some good news, bad news, weird news in the hockey world that we're going to be talking about in this video. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now let's start off with some bad news, and that is if you are a Winnipeg Jets fan, unfortunately your team has been eliminated from playoff contention. This ends that playoff appearances streak dating back to 2017 if you include the qualifying round in 2020. Personally, I don't do that, but I know some people do. They ended up losing to the Flames, I believe, and I can't remember, but I think it might have been in 4 games. But the Jets are on pace to finish for 86 points on the season this year, and while it certainly isn't awful, this is just not what you'd hope if you are Winnipeg. This team definitely has talent. And, theoretically, most years I think could, if things went well, make the playoffs easily. Definitely has a wild card spot, but it also has some flaws that are holding them back right now. One thing a lot of people focus on, of course, is their PK. This year, the team ranked 30th in the NHL with the penalty kill percentage being 74.3%. I'm not going to go in a crazy deep dive here about this just because it's kind of around the NHL type video today, but I will say I think Winnipeg does face a lot of uncertainty going forward into this offseason, and I think we could see some changes made at the top of the food chain for Winnipeg. Now, this team really hasn't done anything special too, which is kind of why I think that thinking back to that 2018 Western Conference Finals, that's really been the last time they've done anything special, and something has got to change in order to get back towards there. Not saying that that team was what I expected every year, but we thought that that would be a pretty good team going forward. Not been able to make it deep in the playoffs since then. Now, moving over to good news, we'll talk about Alex Ovechkin tying yet another NHL all-time record, this time for the most 50-goal seasons in NHL history with his 50th goal last night against the Golden Knights. Ovi has now tied legends Wayne Gretzky and Mike Bossy, as they both respectively had 9 seasons of scoring 50 goals or more, and Ovi, of course, joins them there in that list. This is just insane that he's been able to do this and be so productive at age 36. And actually, his first goal tonight, he set the record for most goals in a season by a player that's 36 or older, breaking the previous record by the iconic Teemu Selanne, who had an incredible 48 goals in the 2006-7 season, which of course we all know what happened there. The Anaheim Ducks won their first ever Stanley Cup, and now Ovi is obviously one of the most iconic guys of my generation, and I think we could argue really of the entire NHL. I don't think we'd have to argue it, but if we had to, I would fight for it. He has just been amazing, and I can't wait to see how far he gets, as he is now just 22 goals away from passing Gordie Howe for second all-time, and of course, a pretty big margin, but 115 goals away from potentially passing Wayne Gretzky for first all-time. And the beauty is he still has 4 years left on his deal, that being Alex Ovechkin, so I'm really just hoping we can soak it in and enjoy everything while we can, regardless of whether or not he gets to first. I know he's going to get second. There is no way he doesn't get second, but I really hope he gets first. And now finally we get to the weird part of this video, where a former Detroit Red Wings Zamboni driver is suing on the basis of discrimination due to his age and disability after getting fired for peeing in a drain at work. Feels bad, man. Now, this driver has actually been revealed to be the 68-year-old Al Zabotka, who works for the Red Wings, or had worked for the Red Wings for 51 years. Just kind of a wild story. I read this last night. It had me cracking up. The 68-year-old Zabotka reportedly has a medical condition. That's not the funny part. That's actually sad if he does have that, that causes him to frequently urinate. But according to the driver himself, he wasn't able to get to the bathroom in time and peed in a private area closed off from the public, with an all-male ice crew being back there. So it was one of those things that it's kind of weird, because you're not going to have kids running back there. You're not going to have anybody that probably hasn't seen anything like that before if it's an all-male crew. But yeah, another employee saw him, and just like that, Big Al was fired 2 days later and is now taking his case to court. Honestly, curious to see where it happens. I mean, I'm not saying that that's how it should have gone, but I think he definitely deserved another chance. Maybe, I know they have what are those called? Bags? Can't remember what they're called, where you can go to the bathroom in those if you have a condition like that. And obviously that's not the funny part, but I just know that this just blew up. Some of the comments were insane all across social media. What are your thoughts on all this news? Will the Jets make the playoffs next year? Is Ovi the best player we've seen since his rookie year? And did Alex Sabatka deserve to get canned? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night. Eagle of Hockey, alright. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.